Hey everybody, it's Jeremy. Welcome back to Lunar Silver Star Harmony. Actually, pretty excited to have a chill evening and play this game. Yeah, yo, how's it going, Jay? How you be durin'? How you be durin', fam? We're gonna do a thing. We're gonna say goodbye to our friend here. Oh god, because this is it. Ramus. This be it. Actually, before we get started, I need to mag this. Use some feels good RPG time. Just found out you have a security audit interview Thursday and you're kind of super nervous. Oh, I'm sorry, my man. That does sound like the suck. I'm kind of on board with you. I have a big project due next Thursday that I'm relatively sure we are not going to meet the deadline for, so it's got me all like, got my stomach all in knots for no fucking reason, because it's not like we're going to miss it by like miles. We're going to miss it by like, you know, a handful of days maybe, but still has me all fucked up. So I fully understand the nervousness. First time and mandatory from corporate.
It's like gummy bear.
Oof. Thank you, Mama. Mama is providing drinks for the evening. That's why we have the alcohol tag tonight. Alright, I pulled up my walkthrough. We're just trying to see, you know, trying to make sure we don't miss any things, because there are missable things, obviously.
Okay.
Yes. Why? Was it made the same?
Sure.
You never know. This is the danger of drinking with Casey, or rather having Casey bartend for you, is she never does anything the same way twice.
This much vodka.
So
Quarter Red Bull.
Never measuring anything, you know.
Quarter
This ear itches.
lemonade.
Lemonade. Lemonade. All right. Thank you, Mama. Measurements are seconds worth of pouring? Yes, seconds worth of pouring so that you get
Yeah,
the
you got the toppers on your
correct
bottles.
thing. Yeah, I suppose. Alright, we're gonna warp wing out of this place. Okay. Got your diamond back, did you? Dross just ran by here crying like Hell Mel himself was after him. Let's just hope he learns his lesson from this experience. Doubtful. You kids went into the sewers and you killed a giant monster. Wow, that's quite a feat. You should tell Master Mel about what you've done, and I'm sure he'll reward you with a compliment or two. That's it? Whatever happened to fish in exchange for a good deed? No, I don't think you could be any more shameless for a snack. That's true. That actually is very like Null. Okay, cool. We have completed. Complete. Love the music in this. Thank you again for showing mercy on me, Ramus. Oh, I almost forgot. There's someone here to see you. You're back. Excellent. I heard about your journey through the sewers to find the diamond, and how you killed dozens of monsters along the way. You may not have any magical abilities, Alex, but you're still very strong. Strong enough to come to Vane with me. I'll introduce you to Galleon and get you into some classes at the Magic Guild. Think about it, Alex. You could finally learn to use magic. What? Ash actually complimenting someone besides himself for once? Right? You should be highly suspicious. Is Lunar completely frozen over like the blue star? Would you please let me finish, cat? Thank you. As I was saying, Alex, despite your dubious choice in pets, I enjoy your company, and I can see the enormous potential within you. The Magic Guild is always looking for people like us, people who want to take their potential and turn it into skill. And if you come to the guild, you'll meet Galleon and Lamia. 2 of the 4 heroes, Alex. 2 of the people who fought alongside Dragon Master Dine. They may even be able to tell you more about the dragons. Because that's totally what Nash cares about. What should we do, Alex? Go with Nash or go home? Don't look at me, Alex. This is your life and your choice. But I promise to follow you no matter where you go. I mean, yeah, I think pretty obviously it's time to go to Vane. Excellent. I think that's a but thou must, anyways. Alex, you won't regret this decision. We should depart for Vane immediately. Alex, I'm gonna stay here in Maribia. Magic is way beyond my grasp. Not to mention, I've definitely had my fill of nearly getting killed by giant monsters. Besides, I'm a businessman now. I'll be too busy remodeling the store to go anywhere. Alex, promise me you'll keep having great adventures. Hey, miss. You have to come with us. We'll miss you. Yeah. I'm sorry, Null, but I've already made up my mind. It's just not going to be the same without you to make fun of. Wow, fuck you, Null. Take care, Ramus, and good luck. Hey, it's not like we'll never see each other again. I want you guys to stop by the store whenever you're in town. Thank you, Alex. Thank you for everything. See, like, Ramus is the perfect introductory character. It's like, there are other games out there that have little side characters that just kind of, like, pop in and then they're gone or they're worthless or what have you. Ramus is very useful at the beginning, and in this last dungeon, he kind of, like, starts to taper off, right? To the point to where he stops getting any stats at all and starts to become just useless, right? Just a meat shield. And then it's like, but very clearly it's like, oh yeah, he's not an adventurer. And I actually like it from like a reinforcement of the world kind of perspective, right? Like, you see just how far Ramus could go, and you kind of like look at this in comparative to all of the rest of the people, and you're like, oh, other people, like, when they push themselves, they could go as far as like Ramus goes, but like to really go above and beyond, to do like what all the rest of the party do throughout the game, right? Like, that takes a certain type of person, and that's really cool. Like, it's fun, right? And it doesn't belittle Ramus or anything like that, because Ramus actually kicks ass while out of the party, right? Like, Ramus goes off and becomes an incredibly successful businessman. So it's really cool. I think Ramus is like one of my favorite little like introductory characters. One of those characters that is at the beginning of the game that doesn't stick it through with the party. Very, very nice. All right. Anyways, that's that. We now have Nash, Tia. Also, how's it going, Mayokai? Who's Tia from? I'm trying to Lufia 2? Oh, okay. I need a sprite to remind me. Yep. Oh, I looked for it and I immediately saw her in her little pink dress with her little whip, and I'm like, yep. Yep. Lufia is one of those series where, like, I played a fair amount when I was a kid, like Rise of the Sinistrals specifically, right? Like, I played enough as a kid to kind of like play most of it. I don't know that I ever actually beat the game, but I played a fair amount of it, and I have distinct memories of the beginning of the game, and then I have distinct memories of the fucking cave, right? She gets cucked by Selen and then disappears from existence. What the fuck? And so, like, I remember the cave a bunch, because I remember doing, like, you know, like when we did the race, right? I remember doing stuff like that. And I remember watching a lot of the cave stuff. But other than that, like, Lufia 2 has just like this fogginess in my brain. And I don't think I remember anything about Lufia at all. So, alright, let's check Nash for equipment. We're actually gonna go ahead and... Did we get equipment here? I still can't believe Ramus hired this jerk in the first place. Oh, we can't purchase anything from him. Gotcha. I guess maybe Ramus? Can't believe it, Alex. I left Berg with nothing but the armor on my back and the snacks in my pack. And now I have my own store in the City of Freedom. But I'm still not satisfied, Alex. I won't be until you become the next Dragon Master. My best friend, Alex. If you ever need help, I'll be here for you. Awesome. Alright, let's leave. We're like, great. Now we get the fuck out of here. I think we want to go back down into... I should replay... I believe it's already on my list, actually. Let me double check. We got the game list. We got... my backlog. Yeah, Lufia 2 is already on the list. Yeah. Actually, the list is shorter than I would have expected it to be, but I'm just looking at my backlog rather than actual, like, games. Technically, we're playing one of the things on my backlog right now, so that's nice. Okay, we want to... Not here. I think it was in here, actually. Bum ba dum bum bum. Ba dum bum bum. The Fireball Staff. That's a costly purchase, but I think we do it anyways. Equip. I believe over here is armor for magicians. Yes. Bum ba dum bum bum. Okay, we should be good to go. We're gonna go talk to good old Helmel. You know what I remember, like, more than almost anything, is in Lufia 2 is spending so much time feeding the damn pets, which immediately just triggered a thought in my head. You know what I need? What I need to add to my list? I need to play Bahamut Lagoon again, because it has been ages since I've played Bahamut Lagoon, and that shit is so esoteric. Like, feeding your dragons the right shit and getting good dragons is so fucking esoteric in that fucking game. It's so just like, if you do not have a strategy guide, you do not know how to fucking do that. Bahamut Lagoon got a new translation a few years ago. Holy shit. Interesting. That's cool. I like that. I like how that guy, by the way, that guy at the bottom of the stairs stopped us from going up here earlier. If Tactics Ogre doesn't pan out, I mean, I'm probably going to play Tactics Ogre regardless. So the only way I'm not playing Tactics Ogre is if reviews about it are like, this is absolutely just like a horrendous shit cash grab port and everything's broken and there's dozens of game-breaking bugs constantly, which I expect some issues, but I don't expect it to be that. So, you know. Sorry about the other day. I didn't know you kids were friends of Master Mel. And how's your beautiful pet? Pet! Alex, stop laughing and straighten this guy out. Well, I mean, is he really wrong? Door is locked tighter than the chest in Ramus's room. When Jessica was here, this was a dream job. Now I'm forced to ogle the maids all day. She can't get back from that cursed shrine soon enough. Alright then. I've been thinking about it with UJ being like, you should do the lawful path. Or, well, I think actually you phrased it, you should do the evil path since you did the good path, and in reality, you did the chaotic path and not the lawful path. They don't do good and evil in Ogre Battle. They do law and chaos. But I could actually do the lawful path. The lawful path. So I think I've done both paths in the past, but it's been years, so it kind of all melds together. I think I remember vague things about both paths, and I think for the most part, like, the beginning of the game is the same, and I actually think the end of the game is mostly the same as well. I think there's just, like, the middle chunk that deviates, and honestly, I don't think it even deviates a crazy amount. I think it just deviates on some of the characters you can get and, like, the order of operations, but I still think a lot of the same shit happens. So, I could kill 5,000 people just to be like, yeah, we're on the lawful path now. All you know about the Tactics Ogre port is that they are nerfing archers, necessary, and fixing the crafting system. I don't really remember much about the crafting system. It might have been because it was shit, so I don't remember it because of that, maybe. And the way leveling jobs works. So that last one is kind of the thing that intrigues me, is I'm like, I'm not sure what that means, and so now I'm curious about that, right? Some people say Jessica is a tomboy, but she always has kind words for the guards. Well, that's nice, at least. The only way we'll get through this door is with a battering ram or a sweet set of lockpicks. Fair enough. Jessica becomes more beautiful every day, and she looks more and more like her mother. I can't imagine what Mel must feel every time he sees her. Pride at a young, awesome daughter. Step it up, maggots! You're a disgrace to your parents and your city. You make me want to puke. That's rude. My sparring partner has been talking about working for Jessica all day, and I keep slipping on the drool coming out of his mouth. It's not fair. That's war as hell. That's fucked up. You only really played the SNES version? That's the only version that I've really played. So, yeah. You didn't play the PSP version a ton, and you guess it had some awful crafting system that was extremely tedious. Yeah, I haven't played the PSP version at all, so if the crafting system is only in the PSP version, then that would be why I don't remember it at all. In PSP, they did something, can't remember what exactly, so that changing class doesn't completely ruin a character by taking them back to level 1. Well, that's good, at least. Hopefully, like, flexibility in a class-based game, for me, is really necessary. And that was something that I wasn't a big fan of in the original game, is it was class-based, but what it really felt like in the original game was that you put who you want in the class that they're going to be in, and then they just stay the class. They stay that class. And maybe they get, they promote, right? But they just promote into the more advanced version of that class. Or maybe there's a special class that you're like, oh, I can get them to go into this super special class now. But that's what you were intending to do with them all along, right? Like, it's kind of like a weird scenario where it's like, it's a class system, but really it's not a class system. Because the core concept of a class system is swapping classes to gain benefits, right? Whereas Ogre Battle has always kind of had that. It's got jobs, it's got classes, but you just pick a class and go, right? It's very rare in an Ogre Battle game, I feel like, where you're like, I'm going to bounce around to multiple classes, It had the downside where if you got a new class late in the game, it would be level 1 and you'd have to grind that new class. But all of your characters in a specific class would be the same level, like in the Valkyria Chronicles games. Interesting. So you're leveling the class, not necessarily the character, right? So that's cool. I like that. That's interesting because that means you can do the work on some people and then move others over. So that's pretty neat. If I make it through training, I'll fulfill my lifelong dream. I'll finally get to... Nope. Put this guy in a hole. Yep, he should give you the creeps. I'm not even going to repeat what he said. I don't think this soldier gig is for me, man. I'm sticking to living with my parents' basement. You think they are making some tweaks to it in this port to make grinding new classes less tedious. Good. Very good. I'm happy about that. Get out of my way. I gotta beat the tar out of this guy. Do it up. Beat the tar out of him. I want to fight too. Come here and let me punch you. Go away, kid. You bother me. Hold still. Scratch his eyes out and all. See his parents around. Alex, just one quick swat to the head. Pretty please? I give you my permission. Come on, wimps. Doesn't anyone have the guts to challenge me? What about Alex here? Wait, aren't you the kid who fought Master Mel? Ingrown toe. That's how you get out of a fight, is an ingrown toenail? Oh, wow. That's funny. I like that. Hey, I heard what you did to Dross. Nice job. I always hated that 2-bit con man. Them bone spurs kicking up again. You kids should think about becoming soldiers in the Bribrian army. The pay is awful, but the work is rewarding, and you get to serve under Master Mel. That sounds interesting, but Alex is already on his way to becoming a Dragon Master. Fair. Are you the new recruits? Why haven't you put on your armor yet? Move it, move it, move it! Want to aim that baritone somewhere else? We're not soldiers. Oh, sorry about that, kids. This is Master Mel's combat arena. Members of the Meribian army come here to learn the art of hand-to-hand combat, and new recruits come here to discover just how much they have to learn. You found a list of changes they are making, and it's pretty interesting. Oh, post that shit up. I will turn this stream from a playing Lunar to a discussing the changes in Tactics Ogre. Oh, God. Not gonna mince words. You children are freaking nuts. I wouldn't venture into that dungeon of duty if you paid me. Well, you know. Aw, shit. This should actually be relatively easy. We can explosive stab these. Nice. How to know we're nerds? Look. Whatevs. I do what I want. I do what I want. I'm gonna open this though. Okay, we are going to attack. We are going to... I think these guys... Yeah, they're too spread out. We'll just attack them. Oh, equipment requirements. I did hear about this, actually. I heard that basically they're removing a lot of the restrictions on equipment because in Tactics Ogre, the original, they made it, they had it to where it was a whole shit ton of restrictions on equipment. Like, specific classes use specific equipment, and no one else could use those pieces of equipment, right? They removed random encounters and added the training mode from the SNES version. Interesting. You know, I actually liked the training version, the training mode from... I don't remember the training mode in the Super Nintendo version, honestly. But I remember the training mode in Ogre Battle 64. Obviously, Tactics Ogre, Ogre Battle 64, very different games. But I remember the training mode in Ogre Battle 64, and that was always very, very convenient, right? Because you could practice things, you could test out setups, you could, you know, just jump in really easy, get some experience on certain people that you needed, etc., etc. You'd put your units on two sides and have them fight each other for experience, and you could set them to be AI controlled and just watch. Oh, that's awesome. Oh, yeah, okay, maybe remember that a little bit. So, yeah, that's... Oh, you know what? Actually, speaking of party AI, there we go. You get experience and everything. Yeah, that's dope. There's still certain class restrictions on equipment and magic, so fair enough. Skill rules have been revamped, meaning that okay. Ogre battle salty bet? I mean, that could definitely happen. Sounds like there's just more skills and you can customize your skills a little better. There are finishing moves and more new ninjutsu and war dances. Okay. So interesting. Oh yeah, I've seen a little bit of this. There's the so everything used to have the TP bar, right? But now it's all just MP instead. Oh, I remember seeing this. Okay, we're actually gonna do... Oh, yeah. Just Zephyr Blade this shit. Oh, yeah. You thought the TP system was fine? I think it was fine, and it just doesn't matter that much, right? I think either way is okay. Charms, they're a new type of item. So you can try to grow unit stats in specific ways. So that's cool. I like that. Because there were actually certain units that, or there were certain paths for units and certain characters that wouldn't be as good as they should be, in theory, because of the stat growth or how they started out or the path that you had to take them through, the classes that you wanted to take them through. So that's fair. That's cool. New battle party screen features. A scout command that gives you information before entering a battle. That's neat. You can save battle parties. That's dope. That's super fucking dope. I love that. You can save setups, basically, and be like, here, bring in this battle party. Bring in this battle party. Right? Like, that's awesome. I will say, right, like, yeah, party loadouts, basically. Like, oh, you got 10 characters. Who do you want as those 10 characters? You can set up, like, a whole kit. That's pretty dope. Ooh, I need to save this. Hell Mel Mansion Basement. Okay. Updates to the battle system. There's buff cards, which are interesting. They're like buffs that you can pick up in the battlefield. That's cool. New enemy AI, which is supposed to be better and more adaptive. Improved ally AI, which is great because the ally AI was kind of notoriously assholey in Tactics Ogre, it making fights really, really difficult by like running at people or like healers completely running away from you and not healing, right? So that's annoying. That's great to hear, right? That they're updating the AI. Bonus objectives for additional rewards. That's cool. I like that. Oh, okay. They put in a trajectory prediction so that you can see where your line of fire is going to be so that you don't accidentally hit allies. You can still fire, right? Unlike triangle strategy, right? You can still fire, I'm assuming, but it's going to show you if it's going to hit a wall or hit an ally or something like that. So there's that. You can revive incapacitated units. So instead of it's like tactics, right? Instead of them dying, they do the whole have a certain amount of turns before they kind of like perma-die. So that's pretty dope. That actually will make a lot of things way, way simpler. Nothing felt worse than being in a dire strait and nailing an ally in the back of the head. It was always really, really horrible. Yeah, absolutely. Training battles have been added and random counters have been removed. General balance adjustments, adjustments to enemy forces. So it's not going to be the exact same setups that, like, if someone is like, I have memorized all of Tactics Ogre, let us cling together, it's not going to be the exact same. Okay, cool, great. Party level is the level of your army as a whole, which serves as a level cap for individual units. Oh. Oh no. So they have level capped you through the story so that you cannot just grind up to higher levels to brute force difficult battles. You have to actually you got a strategy get good. That's interesting. I heard about what you did with Tedros. Why is he... I don't know. And how you killed the monster down there. Good work, lad. What's next for you? The Magic Guild? Depends on how aggressive it is. I assume it's not going to be bad, right? Like, you know. I assume there will be a handful of fights where you'll be like, fuck, if I could just grind, this would be way easier. And, you know, they'll be doable, they'll just be difficult, you know? Adjustments across the board to basically everything, right? Shops have been improved to have smoother AIs to be able to allow you to more easily buy, sell, etc., etc. So that's cool. The UI rather in Tactics Ogre on the SNES, I remember being a little clunky, but that's nice. And that sounds like it's mostly it. So sounds like, you know what I'm hoping for is I am hoping for a little bit of a the story and the writing in Tactics Ogre is pretty good from what I remember, but I've also remembered a lot of incorrect details right about childhood games. I remember thinking a lot of things were very good when I was a kid. And then going back to them, I'm like, this is okay, or I'm like, wow, this is sexist as shit, or, you know, something like that. So I'm really hoping that Tactics Ogre, I'm hoping it receives whatever necessary polishes it needs. I do assume that the game is going to be inherently classist, sexist, and somewhat racist, because that is kind of like the intention of the game, right? That's the intention of a lot of the ogre battle games, right? Is that's the theme that that's the plot, right? Exactly, right? That's the whole kind of concept. But I'm hoping, right, like that there are certain key aspects that I kind of remember about some of the characters that I'm hoping aren't, like, overblown, or I'm hoping are pulled back on, right? Because, like, some games, like Lunar, for example, right? Like, they have, from a mechanical standpoint, very powerful female characters that, from a storyline perspective, are treated like delicate flowers. And on one hand, I'm like, this bitch out here murdering folk. Like, she just put 3 dudes in the dirt, and you're over here representing her like she sees a bug and she goes, ah, right? Or like she's this helpless damsel in distress. Not that a strong woman can't dislike bugs. That's perfectly fine, right? But you get my drift, right? There's this situation where the mechanics don't match the representation. The Ogre Battle games have generally done a good job of having diversity, right? Powerful female characters that are powerful female characters. They're represented in a powerful light with either staunch morals or, you know, evil as shit or somewhere in between. Without having to be like, oh, this is a powerful character, but she's also represented as completely simple, basically. So there's a couple things in Tactics Ogre specifically that I remember that do lean on a couple scenarios where it's like, you could probably represent this character better, both primarily from a sexism route, but also from a racism route. But again, those are pretty heavy themes, right? Like in Ogre Battle 64, for example, the Balmalkans, right? Or I think that's what they're called. I don't remember. But obviously, right? Like there's a whole like slew of slavery going on in that situation, and that's a big part of the game is like resolving that, dealing with that. So there are ways that I think it gets represented in a story well. And then there are other ways that I'm like, yikes, we could use a revision over here. So I hope that certain things are done in Tactics Ogre to kind of clean up some of the things that I remember being a little you know? Like, certain things happen that I think don't need to happen to make the story a good, compelling story. I'm trying to avoid saying certain things, basically. You need to talk to Galleon about the dragons. Why? Because I can't wait to call you Dragon Master Alex. Gotcha. When I look into your eyes, lad, I remember the first time I met Dyne. In our first battle. Well, that's fair. Okay. Move on. Spoilers, Mel. Well, look. Alright. I think we're actually done in Meribia. You know, I don't think I've ever done a neutral run in Tactics Ogre. Alex, to reach the City of Vane, we have to use the transfer spring to send us there. We just follow this path to the south until we reach it. Okay. Sent by a spring? What's that supposed to mean? Why can't we just walk to Vane? You'll understand soon enough, my furry little friend. Just keep your eyes on the sky. Alright, this is fun stuff. Okay, so this, I will say, is one of those scenarios where it's like, again, the world map would generally be cooler if I could actually physically walk around on the world map. This is one change that I do not like in the PSP version compared to the PlayStation version. Like, that I actually don't like. So, unfortunato. But it'd be what it is.
Gaze in awe at the magic city of Vane.
Oh yeah, cutscene. Here we go. I was gonna say, can't really see anything from the bottom. That's kind of bullshit. Do you think Sam even remembers doing voice work for this? I don't know. Honestly, here's the thing. I would assume a game like this, right, maybe has 150 lines that are voiced for Nash, assuming Sam didn't do any other characters in the game. Like, yeah, it's got to be less, probably. I'm kind of like ballparking high just to kind of like be like, you know. But like, I can't imagine in that situation this would take a voice actor, that would take a voice actor more than like a day or two of work, right? Probably not even that much. Like, I do voice work for e-learning, so obviously it's not the same as a voice actor. But I would assume that, you know, once you get good at it, it's along the same lines of like, oh, well, I know how much time this is going to take me. Boom, we go in for the afternoon, we knock this the fuck out, right? Like, I would imagine a voice actor that is as prolific and as skilled as Sam Riegel would probably come in and be like, boom, 2 days. And at that point, I'm kind of like, yeah, maybe they probably don't remember much going on. Like, you get what I'm saying, right? Like, an individual who does that much voice work is probably just like, look, that's such a small project that I don't see how it could be that memorable unless they were just a fan, you know? And I don't know that I would peg Sam as a fan of the Lunar game franchise, you know? So, I don't know. Who knows? The Magic City of Vane, huh? Does anyone mind telling me how something that gigantic is floating around in the sky to begin with? I'm so scared of that thing falling out of the sky and squishing me into jelly that I can't even sleep at night. No doubt, you're just napping off your fears during the day then, right? How did you... I mean, no, that's not the way it is, cat. Nice. Aren't you that Nash fellow from the Magic Guild? Right you are, sir. See, kids? This is the difference between being an elite and a nobody. Everybody knows your name. Excuse me, sir. We will be using the spring, so I assume there are no qualms. Ash, of course you are free to use the spring as you like. As for these two, however, these are my friends, sir, so I'm going to have to insist that you let them use the spring too. I'm sorry, but what with the rumors of the Magic Emperor flying around, its use is not permitted for outsiders. Lemia's orders have restricted those specific persons from entering Vane. However, if you have an application, that's an entirely different matter. You'll have to get an application to enter the Magic Guild from Phasia at Althena's Shrine. I see. I've heard those rumors about Magic Emperor as well. Magic Emperor who? Well, Nash, if you can't even get us into Vane, then you must just be a small fry in the grand scheme of things. How about you shut up, cat? He's right. Let's hurry and get an application from Phasia. Althena's Shrine lies at the base of the mountain just to the west, so it shouldn't take much time. Yokie dokie. Yo! This is Althena's Shrine, dedicated to the goddess of beauty and love. Blooty? Hold up. How may I assist you today? Feel better already. Thanks again for that, Missy. Missy? Missy? Hold your tongue, cat. Jessica, our priestess in training, has taken a break from the shrine to go visit her childhood friend. I'm sure if she were just a tad bit more refined, she would make for a model priestess here. When you say Jessica, you mean Master Mel's daughter, right? She seems quite different than the Jessica he was telling us about. Yeah. Jessica was so happy when she left. The way her face was lit up, I doubt it was just a childhood friend she was going to meet. Uh-oh. The green earth on which we live exists because of the bounteous blessings of the goddess Althena. In other words, the goddess Althena is the light of this world and the goddess of beauty and love. The goddess of beauty and love. That must mean that Althena herself is quite a looker. Game puts way too much stock in looks. So you are on a journey to become a Dragon Master, are you? I see. The Dragon Master is the protector of the goddess, in other words, a comrade in arms to all who serve her. So does that mean you're going to fight alongside us then, mister? Oh, now I would love to, but I have to protect this place. Such a shame it is. Darn shame, I tell you. Mm-hmm. Uh-huh. Darn shame. The head priestess, Phasia, serves here at the shrine, but I can't for the life of me remember when she came. Suspicious. Was there even a head priestess at the shrine to begin with? This old man seems awfully absent-minded. I think the wheel's spinning, but the hamster's dead. Wow, that's rude. Actually. My beloved sister Jessica, I told you to come straight back here, but where have you gotten yourself sidetracked to now? Please, oh please hurry and come back. Sister, I wonder if it means that this person is Master Mel's daughter too. I don't know, Luna. Somehow I don't think that's the case here. Nero? My goodness gracious. What have we here? Another beautiful sister for the shrine? It certainly is a pleasure to meet you. Who, me? I don't know. No, I don't have a sister. You must have me mistaken for someone else. I forget, right? Like, it always... I say it always. I think it almost always has 2 dialogue. Sure that the guy Jessica went to meet is quite the stud muffin. Stud muffin? Been a while since I've heard stud muffin used. Are you acquaintances of Jessica? Then please tell her to hurry and come back to the shrine. I wonder who was the head priestess before Phasia arrived. I just can't seem to remember. Uh-huh. This world exists because of Althena's love for her children. Kids aren't forgetting to say your prayers, are you? You're going to become a dragon master, are you? I had the same dream when I was about your age. Althena's power is the source of all magic and that which gives life unto this world. If her power wanes, this world will be thrust into darkness, and the minions of evil will creep out from the shadows. Don't you worry, as long as Vayne floats in the sky, nothing like that could ever happen. I actually think, and I'm trying to remember here, also spoilers, obviously, like, I hope people know that, look, this is going to be super spoilers. Spoilers, this whole playthrough is super spoilers. If I'm remembering correctly, Nash isn't a bad guy. He knows the things that he is doing are shady, but like it's on that edge. This is a no spoilers stream? Yeah, this is no spoilers for me. You don't spoil me. I spoil everything. Get out of here. Actually, now that I think about it, this is a good time for us to go ahead and end this episode. So, if you are watching in this no spoilers stream, stick around. We're going to keep playing. If you're watching on YouTube, I hope you enjoyed, and we will see you next time for more Lunar Silver Star Harmony. Bye-bye, everybody. Hey, everybody. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, consider leaving a like, commenting, or subscribing. It really helps me out. If you'd like to see me live, head over to my Twitch at twitch.tv/thedistanthorizon.